Hi everyone, this is Ram. I'm the founder of Kalki. Previously I worked in Polygon as a solutions lead. I had like 7 years of experience in Web3. So today my topic is how to tokenize identity will create new forms of digital citizenships. So everybody is having the identity. So how many accounts each one of you have? Like now we have like now Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and all other accounts like now maybe Binance and Coinbase and everything. We actually give our data, whether it is an email through the email authentication or somewhere. Or anything like sometimes like we have to provide our KYC, like passport information and other identity information for the verification and everything. So can you tell me how many of you have like, at least 10 accounts in your, please raise your hands. Okay, so there is a study saying that like every Web3 developer will have around like minimum 30 accounts, and in general population will have at least around 10 to 15 accounts, where they have like identity in there with your name and all your details, and they build a persona about your what the transaction that you are doing or what the activity that you are having and everything. So that means like you are sharing our identity everywhere. So every centralized institution and every company will have your data and your identity and everything, and they can do whatever they want with that. So this is what the identity crisis means. Our identity, as I mentioned, our identity is fragmented. It will be like all over the places, and there is a very high chance that it will be hacked or like used unauthorized way or something like that. So you can say that most of the time people will have like millions of users of data sets of the user data, and you can purchase with like $10 or $50 in the dark web. So these kind of things are there. Why this happening is because we don't have the data control, and all the things happen in the various. Our data will be spread across various various places. And the thing is whatever the transactions that are happening with for example any social media or anything, any platform, all the data and all the activity will be monitored by the centralized things. Like each company will have their own database of users, and it will create, because of this AI era, everyone will actually create the own persona of the person in their own database, and is actually insecure verification. So the thing is, we will most of the time we will actually accept sign in with Google or sign in with our Twitter or Facebook or something like that, but we don't actually see that these data is securely authenticated, or their data will be transferred securely or not. We don't have any guarantee with that. So these are the main challenges. And there is one more thing, like identity paradox, which is convenience over control. So we have two options, which is sign in with our data or something like that, or we actually remember our password, which is very long and which is most a lot of characters and special characters, and we have to type it manually every time. So most of the time people will choose convince instead of security, unless it is a very big bank passwords or something like that. Maybe bank passwords and everything also will be people will store in some notepad, or maybe in some single password sharing platform, and we can't able to trust them whether how they are actually saving our information and everything. So and for example there is one more approach where we actually store or remember our password, which should be ideally we have to remember each password for each each platform we sign in. For example, a separate password which is very secure for each platform, like Instagram or Twitter or anywhere, and it is actually practically impossible to see. Most of the time we actually share the password and everything, which is not very good. As I mentioned, people intend to lean toward the convenience over control, which is very, very dangerous, especially in the like this LLM era, because there are, if you give a proper prompt for the LLM, it will split out few private keys as well. So we have to be very careful, and most of the people lost a lot of funds, especially in Web3 age, using these they're accidentally pushing their private key into the GitHub or something like that. So the solution is decentralized identity, which is the user will hold actually the authority, authenticity of the data. It has full control. User has the full control over their identity, and it's actually portable, which is you can actually carry in your mobile or something like that, and you can be transferred to another mobile. If you using a different mobile, you would be able to carry those things securely, and verifiable credentials. So all the credentials can be, there should be some single protocol that we can actually verify our KYC, for example, anywhere in the website. For example, it should be useful for just like our card or driving license or something like that, whether we can that we can use in the hotels or any other getting other services and identity verification. It should be useful for everyone, irrespective of the industry and everything. So this is what the decentralized identity to do for us. So now there are a lot of platforms are building decentralized identity, but this is what the tech behind it. So number one is decentralized identities services, which is everybody will have a unique identity, whether it is zero knowledge or signature or something like that. They will have their own identity, and the verifiable credentials. There will be some standard protocols for issuing these credentials for each users, whether it is your KYC or driving license or whatever it is. There are certain protocols for the issuance, and zero knowledge proofs are actually very popular in this field, because we can actually prove the identity without sharing any data or something like that. So these are the new technologies that are going on, and these are very popular for creating this self-sovereign identity. So the whole idea for this thing is full user control, and there will be immutable verification. So full user control means user controls all the data, irrespective. It won't actually show store anywhere in the third-party services or databases, and there will be immutable verification. So for example, nothing can change the verification process or something like that, and nothing can prevent the verification as well. So and it should not be able to change or manipulate it or anything we can do with that. And there will be no centralized authority. That means full user control. There will be no permission needed, or we should require no permission from these third parties. For example, Google sign in, the Google has to authenticate. So this is actually, we are giving the full control for the Google. That means, yeah. So this means with this self-sovereign identity and these identity protocols, we can create a global citizenship where users can actually travel anywhere or live anywhere, and they can actually verify their identities and everything throughout the world. So for example, borderless identity, where we can actually use these ID cards and everything throughout the world, or DAO governance, where we can actually, these three protocols and everything have the governance using these zero knowledge proofs or sovereign identity, which we actually make sure that this is actually happening from votings or anything happening from the users. And portable reputation, we can actually create, we can put this DID and have add the reputations and everything, so that it will be, we will make sure that this identity is actually human-centric. So real world use cases. So I mean as I mentioned, there is a very big uptrend for the using these identity protocols for various industries, for example, DeFi, TradFi, and RWA. So especially RWA, we really required the identity layer to control where these assets are going and where these these tokens, like RWA tokens, are actually moving or buying and selling. And there is a healthcare data which is misused in a big way. So we can actually connect, give the access to the user. So users' authentication is required to transfer data or something like that. And cross-border education. So I mean people actually know that every time if somebody wants to study in other countries, they have to verify from agencies. They have to do the background check. They have to do the verification and everything. They have to, students has to spend so much amount of money and also time, which we can actually prevent very easily with the verifiable credentials and SSI. So I mean as I mentioned, sorry for, I think there is an issue with this presentation. I mean this is a revocable access, so we can actually revoke these credentials very easily, and transparent trust, and it is, we don't need to store any password and everything. It's very easy. We have the convenience and also the control as well. So I mean as you can see, we are actually started interacting more with agents, compare with the real people. We already there are a lot of services which are customer care and these kind of things are already integrated the AI bots and everything. So we have to know that whether we are talking with the proper agent or not. There is no proper I mean mechanism to recognize you these agents as a valid, trusted agents or not. So we can use the the verifiable credential system to give wallet or any identity for each agent. And the quantum safe IDs, as you can see that Kachak 256 and ECDSA are having an expiry date 2030 or something. And these technologies are not sufficient when we got quantum computers and everything. And we are building for example, these zero knowledge proofs and everything are very good to overcome these kind of challenges. And biometric secured, we are having smart devices and smart rings and everything to make us store our identity securely with us, and biometric authentications and everything to make sure we have we have the access to the identity all the time. And and biometric secured is we can add fingerprints and iris and these kind of things for identities as well. So at Kalki, what we are doing is we are adding these 3 technologies, 4 technologies: blockchain, AI, and self-sovereign identity, and account abstraction using the powering blockchain. We are creating these. We are solving the various issues using these technologies cross-industry integrations, and for example, identity verification, and also DeFi and TradeFi use cases, and also RWAs, and user-centric trust, where user will have all their identity in a single place, and they can actually verify using these Kalki application. So thank you very much, and let me know if you have any questions. Thank you.